Fellas, intimacy doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Intimacy is your creativity of how you spend time with your wife, your girlfriend, the girl you're dating, whatever you want to, whoever the person is. And I want to give you guys an example of how to have an intimate day or intimate time with that person. You see, purposely, a few days ago, I decided that I wanted to have an intimate day and I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, this being with my wife, who we both have a lot of shared interest. I want to show you some of that intimacy, right? So, the first thing is that morning, or for us, since we're semi-retired, we had our brunch. We decided that she made an amazing French toast with some strawberries and some eggs and some mascarpone cheese, and it was a great breakfast, right? Breakfast / brunch. And we shared that on this back porch, and we're both cigar aficionados. So afterwards we had our cigar. Now, we actually had our cigars while we were driving. This is later on in the day, later on a different day actually. But we had our cigars. We had our cigars in the car with our coffee, and we enjoyed the ride. And we had conversation, not with a bunch of music, while we was just driving into a place that she didn't know. And it's very important that sometimes they don't know where you're going. You want to make it a bit of a surprise. And since we just moved to San Antonio and we're exploring this area, this was one of the new areas that we somewhat talked about before we moved here, but I wanted her to be surprised. So we went up to a place 45 minutes outside of San Antonio called Canyon Lake. That was a beautiful lake, clear water. We was able to walk down a little trail and some rocks to get down to the waterfront. This is a picture of high above, but this is when we got closer to the rocks of the water, and we just sat there and had conversation. We talked, we laughed, we investigated why there were freshwater seashells all over the banks, until we realized that Texas has been going through a drought for the last year and a half, and the water table is a hell of a lot lower than it's supposed to be. You know, she took her shoes off and got comfortable on the rocks as we just continued to have this peaceful moment and time and conversation. And we walked around the area towards the dam. You know, she was down there playing around with the sea moss and everything, or freshwater. I don't know what that grassy stuff was, but she over there playing around. And then, you know, we had some fun.
Yeah, already.
All right, so I got my baby Angelina up here. She's first skipped her rock back at Lake Altoona. See if she can skip it at Canyon Lake out here in Texas. Come on, baby. I gave you a good rock now.
Like that?
Sideways. And no skipping. Just sad. All right, here we go with a second attempt. And that was just terrible. Terrible.
This is an epic fail.
Yes.
You do it here. Ready? So he gonna show me how it's done, right?
Hopefully I won't break my bracelet like I did last time.
Hopefully he won't skip himself, because that's a hell of a drop off.
Point that way?
Yep.
All right. I'll make sure I get in now.
Show off.
And I broke my bracelet again.
Are you serious?
Yep. Okay, she's had some instructions. We're gonna see if she can skip a dang rock.
Oh, I did it twice.
It skipped twice. The little sorry ass skip, but it was a skip.
I skipped. That was
You did.
The
You bet you skipped that rock.
I sure did.
Championship skipper.
Woo!
All right.
I'm a train for the competition.
Skipping national championship coming up.
Number one.
Yeah. So we just out there enjoying each other's company and having a good time, and then we decided to walk some of the trails, and we went over by the marina. I didn't take any pictures, and we just had a really good time enjoying ourselves, just spending that day. And then we got home, and my wife, who is a brilliant chef, cooked us up a great meal. You can follow her meals on Eat, Sip, and Smoke Travels. That's both on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. She is beginning that channel and is looking to grow that channel and doing cooking demonstrations and whatnot as we also travel. But it is, we had a really great day and spent time with each other, you know. And then sat back there with the TV that's mounted outside and watched some movies. And, you know, under a little blanket, it got a little chilly that night. We just had a great time. So intimacy doesn't always cost a whole bunch of money. And it was one of the better days that we've had since we've been here in San Antonio, because it was more about spending time with each other, not about going to some event or being in the populace or anything like that. It was just us bonding more with one another. And that's what you have to look for, opportunities to bond more with your spouse. And it doesn't always have to be some extravagant event. It could be something very simple. It could be um, just walking trails. It could be visiting a historical site. There are plenty of things in your town, in your city, or near your city that you can go to that doesn't break your bank, but it shows that you're doing something that she finds interesting and you find interesting. And that's a very important part of it, is to have as many things that you find interested in together. And when you do that, you are creating intimacy within your relationship. And we do a lot of things like that. Both I do it and she does it. So it's not a one-sided thing. And that's another important part. Don't let it be one-sided. Both of you need to show intimacy towards each other. I hope that this has been fun and educational at the same time. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.